Hi, budgeting moms. Welcome back to my channel where I discuss all things budgeting and personal finance. Today, we're going to be doing our November pre-month end process. And I just want to share with you what kind of process I follow before payday. One thing that sets a lot of people back, and also myself, is when you don't know what's happening on your accounts, you don't know what's happening with your finances. So for me, it is critical before payday to actually understand what's happening in the account, and then also just reconciling all the transactions that are on my credit card and on my debit card to ensure that when my salary comes in, it comes into a clean slate. So every month I ensure that I'm starting on a clean slate. And also, if I do find out that there were some challenges and things happen that I didn't track well, and I'm at a deficit, for example, maybe I'm owing on the credit card or things like that, then when I go into the next budget period, I can plan to pay back the credit card or whatever I need to pay back. So this is just to make sure that I haven't overspent in the month and that I'm fully aware of what's happening with my finances before the new salary goes in. Because it's so very easy for the new salary to come in and some of the costs to disappear within that, and then you're not able to fully reconcile what's happening or what happened with your salary. So for me, I do this the day before payday, and I would close out the previous month and open the new month to ensure that I understand fully what's happening on my accounts going forward. So let's get started. So the first thing that I do is actually go to my banking app and go through to my credit card to actually check all outstanding transactions. Because sometimes with my bank, with my specific bank, that transaction don't show in real time. There would be outstanding transactions. So that's what I'm gonna do now. So if I go to detailed balance, I can see that my current balance, and I'm just writing this down. Let me move these items so you can see. Okay, so my current balance is negative 1,281.67, right? And then my outstanding authorization is 6,122. Which in my head, I'm already thinking it's a huge amount. I didn't think it would be this much, but let's go figure out what is what. So I'm gonna reverse engineer it a little bit. So I'm gonna start with all pending transactions. So I've got a Pick and Pay ASAP transaction for 295 or 296. Let me round off. And then I've got a Uber for 143. And then I've got a barber charge because I cut my hair. On the side, I cut my hair because it's too short. That was 190. And then also plaited, so the salon, that was 780. And then I also have a Woolworths purchase of 438. And I've got a Shell garage of 84. I think I bought ice cream. And then I also have this is admission fee for my youngest school. So she got accepted, and this is the admission fee, which was 3,500. And then I had another order from Pick n Pay ASAP for 507. And then I've got Uber Cape Town. Well, Uber. That's 183, right? Let me just add up and see if it adds up to the same sort of amount. So 296 plus 143 plus 190 plus 780 plus 4384 plus 84 plus 3,500 plus 507 plus 183. That gives me, there must be a miscalculation somewhere. Let me start this. 3,500 plus 296 plus 43 plus 190 plus 780 plus 438 plus 84 plus 507 plus 183. That comes to the 6,122. That's outstanding for authorization. So just to make it quick and the way I understand my finances, I'm going to first start off with all the transactions that were fully planned, that I know where to how to settle. So the admission fee, I had savings for that. And also this ASAP transaction was part of the savings because I knew that I had saved 4,000 for fees. So I then made that purchase for ASAP. So then it means I need to transfer back 4,000 into this back to the credit card. So I'm just going to do that now. So I'm going to transfer 4,000 back to the credit card. Okay, that's done. And then I'm just going to get the difference of what's remaining. So what's remaining that's still outstanding is 2,122. So basically, I still had my budget for personal care, so the 780 and the Barbara should have come from there. And whatever amount I have in my bank account. So let me check how much I have left. Because how I set my budget, by the end of the month, there should be 0 outstanding on the credit card, and then there should be 0 remaining on my debit card, because savings will go to savings, expenses will go to expenses. So by month end, there should be 0 on my debit card, and then there should be nothing outstanding on my credit card. So I am going to go to my debit card and see how much is remaining there. So I can see that the remaining balance is 1,927. which I can be able to use to offset this 2,127. So then what I will owe on the credit card is minus 1927. I will basically owe 195 on the credit card. And then when I start the new month, I need to include, when I start the new month or the new budget, I need to include this 195 to pay back onto the credit card. And when I actually show you my new budget and how I start out my new budget, you will see that I'd actually estimated that I'd be owing a little bit more, around 800. So actually owing the 195 is a win. I did think I'd overspend because we did have emergencies, family emergencies come up also within this month. And what I try to do is that emergencies that I can handle without withdrawing from our emergency funds, I try and do that. I try and hold off as much as I can from withdrawing from our emergency fund, because we are obviously trying to grow that fund to get to a fully funded emergency fund. So this is actually really good news for me that I'm only owing about 195. So now I'm gonna transfer the 1,927 to the credit card. So just to show you what I'm talking about, I've only left visible the accounts that I want you to actually look at and focus on. So just to show you how everything balances back and then also reconciles. And I'm happy now to start with the new month. So if you look at my check account, the balance is 0, where it should be, because I don't there shouldn't be anything remaining here because I've spent everything for the month. And then if you can see for the credit card, the balance is 5,928. So I said I'm owing the 6122, which is still outstanding authorization, but I have as a debit 5928. So basically once all the transactions go through, I'll be owing the 195 rand, which I'm gonna then add back into my new month's budget to make sure that this gets paid off before I do anything else. But as you can see here, that everything balances back, and then I can start the new month. Just so we're clear how I use the credit card, I'm not really borrowing from the amount in the credit card. I sort of just I normally would transfer money to the credit card and use that, or sometimes I've used it when I know the money is sitting in a savings account, and I know I'm gonna later just transfer it back to the credit card. So I never take a credit balance to the next month. And as you can see, even with the 195, that's gonna be paid tomorrow. So it's not even gonna go into the next month. One thing I wanna emphasize, households are different, families are different, which means that budgets are gonna be different, priorities are different, goals are different, which means priorities are going to be different. I think what's really important is to make sure you find a method that works for you, but it's important to reconcile your items before month end so that when your salary comes in, you know exactly what's happening and you know exactly how to deal with your finances. I hope this really helps you think about your finances, think about the processes that you follow during budgeting. I'll see you next time. Bye.